All right, the next question is from Lisa Ray. And she says, as an INFP, I felt like a walking contradiction in that I've been drawn into being an artist or performing, and then building a career as a music therapist where I played music every day. However, it felt like masochism because on another level, I had an insane level of stage fright that was constantly engaged alongside performing of any kind. My passion to be artistic and express myself that way has always overridden the fear, but the fear was always looming in the background, and I'm sure has caused havoc on my body over the years. Do you know which part of my inner family experiences stage fright? Is that normal for an INFP? Have I been a slave driver to my inner children for performing in spite of it? And can it be healed? So that's a lot of questions, Lisa Ray. Love it. I think we're going to get a really comprehensive answer on this, because the more detail you give me, the more detailed answer I can give you back. So thank you for this question, Lisa Ray. Fantastic. So let's start kind of looking at which parts of you are actually experiencing this stage fright. Now, you as an INFP, you have two inner children. You have the historian in the 10-year-old position, and you have the executive in the 3-year-old position. Now, the executive is outward facing, and the historian is inward facing. And this means that the historian wants to self-reference to what happened in the past to collect information about the possible safety or unsafety of any situation. Now, when the historian is collecting this information, depending on whether you had good or bad experiences on stage before, you will have a reaction of anticipation, whether you're, if there were good experiences, you'll be thinking, oh, I'm looking forward to it. This is amazing. Or if they were bad experiences, or you might have felt even embarrassed or shamed or whatever in the past, you might expect it to be a bad experience going forward. So that's not just dependent on the actual experience that you had going on stage. This might also be around your anticipation, your preparation, and your stage fright or anxiety around stage fright before your presentation. So your historian might look back and think, I've always had stage fright. And of course, that becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, which then means that you will always have stage fright going forward, or nervousness around that. So something that the historian also is very, very strongly connected to is cellular memory. So the historian in the INFP, well, historian in every position, but especially in the INFP 10-year-old position, because the 10-year-old is very black and white, and they think they have enough life experience to think that they already know everything, so they don't have to kind of try to learn new things. The INFP 10-year-old historian, what they do is that they put these memories into their cells, into the cells of their bodies. And what can happen is, say you get stage fright, you don't just get like these thoughts of, hey, oh my God, this is not going to go well. You're also going to get a visceral, physical reaction to something. And that's a real, it's particularly strong in the INFP because of the black and whiteness of the 10-year-old. So if the 10-year-old has stage fright and understands that they have stage fright and continues to relay that piece of information to whomever is making the decisions in your family about going on stage, then what will happen is that you will continue to have the stage fright. You'll have the visceral reactions, and you won't even ever even kind of challenge whether or not you should have stage fright. So you don't gauge it. You don't get new information. But as an INFP, if you still keep going on stage or going and doing some presentation, it means that it's actually an authentic thing for you to be doing. So your driver part of your ethicist, your main person, your adult self, the ethicist, inward facing feeling knows that it is the authentic thing for you to do. But the problem is that ethicist is getting the information from the 10-year-old inner child instead of the other grown-up part of you, which is the inner parent. And the historian feeds the information about how hard it is to get on stage, as opposed to the outward-facing intuition inner parent pioneer saying, hey, let's go out there and play with this and see what happens. Let's relax into this process and see what happens. So you were asking, how do I know which part of my inner family experience is stage fright? I would suspect it's your 10-year-old historian just kind of going back and thinking, I'm not good enough, and then projecting that onto the future, which of course you are good enough because you've done, that work very, very well for a very long time too. Then your next question was, is it normal for an INFP? Yes, it is, if your historian is the one who's bringing out the information on which you make the decision to get or not get on the stage. So depending on how much that historian is affecting your decision making, it can be very, very normal for INFPs. So if you're in an introverted loop, it's totally normal. If you're if you're not stuck in an introverted loop, then you might have a different levels of stage fright, and that be okay, and sometimes manageable and sometimes less manageable. But try and look for the playful pioneering way of, hey, how can I do this? How can I fail on this so that I get better? How can I, not make the failure a person, but actually an opportunity to learn if I do end up failing. And then finally, you said, can it be healed? Or you asked, can it be healed? Yes, it can be healed, but it comes from showing your historian consistently that you are actually safe. So no matter what the situation is, that you are safe. Your historian needs to understand that. It is imperative that your historian understands that right now, they are safe. Right now. They are safe right now. Nothing is going to hurt them right now. Even if it's a new situation, you're safe. So those would be the main answers for me on that. Was it helpful? Was it helpful for other people? Put your comments into the comment section. I'd love to hear from you and just see if you are an INFP, you suffer from stage fright, or you love music or you love performing, but you have a hard time doing it. Let me know. Or maybe the cellular memory brought up something in you. Let me know. I'd love to hear from you.